to you.
All right, the jury now has the case. Deliberations in the murder trial of John Ferguson are now underway. Ferguson is accused of killing his brother Daryl Ferguson in their mother's home last July. Tonight, News Channel 2's Rachel Murphy is live at the United County Court with more on what the prosecution and the defense told jurors in their closing arguments. Rachel.
Don, jurors are done for the day, but when they come back, they must decide whether or not John Ferguson intentionally killed his brother. Jurors were also given special instructions today on justification, also known as self-defense. The prosecution says the evidence shows that John was unhappy with his life. They say he needed money for a new place. He had just broken up with his girlfriend and he wanted to get back together with his ex-wife, but she had rejected him. The prosecution says John could have chosen anything to stop his brother Daryl Ferguson from coming after him, but he chose a knife. But the defense told jurors that John Ferguson did what he had to do in order to survive after his brother got into an argument and choked him. The defense told jurors that Daryl Ferguson was drunk and high when he came after John. The defense says Daryl had a history of violent behavior and grabbed John and John was scared for his life. The defense said that the struggle began and John did what he needed to do in order to survive.
His attacks were intended to scare people. His attacks were more aggressive. He showed an unwillingness to stop at points because he pursued. He argued. He was violent. And against him, anybody would have the right to defend themselves in those situations, in those incidences. And that is exactly what JW did that night.
Self-defense is a last resort. You can't just use deadly physical force to meet physical force. A fight with Daryl was physical force, and if history taught us anything, and if it taught JW anything, it was that at worst, it was going to be a fist fight, and he might sustain some minor injuries. This case is not about the choice Daryl made, if he in fact challenged JW.
The jury must decide whether or not John is guilty of murder in the second degree, manslaughter in the first degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree. The judge told jurors that there is special circumstances with this case called justification, also known as self-defense, and that means that they must determine whether or not John believed that he needed to use physical force in order to protect himself from death or serious injury. Now, jurors did ask for the 911 call from John's mom to be played again and also to see the body-worn video footage from police. And they also asked for the definition of justification again. And when jurors come back tomorrow, they will hear that definition again. For now, Don, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Rachel Murphy live for us in Utica tonight. Now to